Well, today turned out to be a really good day for me. I was actually originally supposed to work my day off today. At least that's what my supervisor, my postmaster, was trying to get it approved. But the district office likes to micromanage all that stuff, and they hate approving full-day overtime. So they told him no, he couldn't. And then this morning, of course, around 7 o'clock, he starts calling me and texting me and wanting to know if I can come to work. I already had other things to do, plans, and out of the mood. The main thing I wanted to do, though, I went down to this pawn shop where I was the other day. They had this Epiphone Joe Bonamassa signature guitar, like a replica of his 1958 three pickup Black Beauty Les Paul. And it was, I'm not necessarily into signature inlays most of the time, but I really loved the guitar, and it was one of the ones that had his the signature inlays that say Joe Bonamassa instead of the regular, rectangular block inlays on the fretboard. And I went down today, plugged it in to this little crappy transistor amp they had that was a piece of crap. And of course the strings were really loose, tuned real low, but played really nice. And so I went back later after I had lunch with my wife and took a couple of pistols in and traded to him, and just made a straight trade for those two pistols for the guitar. He's a Filipino guy at this one pawn shop, one of the managers there. So of course always talking to him about the Philippines and stuff, and our plans to move over there. But like I told him, it's like my wife always tells me too, that I can't take all those guns with me to the Philippines, So there's not really any point in buying more of them like I do sometimes and stuff. So I took a couple that I don't really, shoot a huge amount or whatever, and made him a straight trade, got that guitar, which is really nice. I like those three pickup Les Pauls, shades of Peter Frampton and all that stuff. I actually, a long time ago, when I was working with this one guy in Pittsburgh, when I was, I don't know, just barely out of high school, and maybe I was 19, 20 at the time, and he had this three pickup Les Paul Custom that used to be owned by the guitarist in Wild Cherry, the play that funky music band. And I could have bought that for like $500 at the time, but I was working as a lab tech at a chemical plant, making like $720 a month or whatever when I first started there. And then eventually we got a raise. They put us all up to like $1,140 a month. Those were the days, man. Of course, that was back, like 1982, 1983 or something like that. But I don't know. It was a little bit too blinged out for me. Actually, it had all this brass hardware and stuff on it, and everything. But it was an artisan model with the artisan inlays on the neck, which I really, really liked. Those were always cool guitars. But it was just like, brass pickup surrounds and everything, a little bit over the top for me. But I was kind of glad to find this one. I'm not one of those guys that knows every single Joe Bonamassa song by heart and all of that, but I really do like his playing, and he's a great guitarist. Certainly I'd love to have his guitar collection. So that was my successful day today. When I did get it home, though, I tuned it up to pitch. Turned on YouTube on my TV and turned on a nice Easy Journey song, Who's Crying Now. Really easy to tune up to that and make sure you're in the right pitch. And as soon as I got the high E string tuned up and started, and Bennett one time, it kind of pulled loose out of the tuning peg. Whenever, they wrapped the strings around there, they didn't do a very good job. And I tried in vain to get it back in there and get it tuned so, the string would stay wrapped around the post, but there just wasn't quite enough string left. They cut it off pretty short. So fortunately, Amazon had some 10 to 46 gauge strings that I could get, some Ernie balls, get same day delivery sometime between 5 and 10 this afternoon. So hopefully those will show up, get an E string back on there, and I can start rocking out. Glad I didn't go to work today. Glad I told my postmaster no. This was a much more fun day than carrying mail.